Hi, dear students, dear friends, welcome to Gallant IAS. This is our Let's Score 120 Plus series. When it comes to scoring well in your prelims examination or scoring above the cutoff, certain things are there which you have to give utmost importance. Of course, practicing UPSC standard mock test model questions and definitely the previous year's questions. You must practice previous year's questions because the core subjects like history, economy, geography, polity, or environmental science, you can see that these are some core subjects in our examination. So, from these subjects, there are lots of questions repeatedly asked by UPSC. Even though it is not the exact question, the same areas are repeated in the preliminary examination. In history, you can see that exactly the same question is repeated. There was a question, the kingdoms associated with the life of Buddha. 2014-15, same question is repeated, just the choices were shuffled. So it is history from Gandhiji and his national movement, or from the constitutional reforms, or social reforms, or British economic policies. From certain areas of modern history, there are questions repeatedly asked by UPSC. Similar way, if you take economy, money and banking, inflation, national income, monetary policy, from the same topics, questions were repeatedly, frequently asked by UPSC in the prelims examination. Same way it in polity also, be it judiciary, fundamental rights, fundamental duties, or it is parliament. You can see that questions were salient features of constitution, preamble. Questions were repeated, topics were, areas were repeatedly asked by UPSC in the prelims examination, even in environmental science also. Current affairs is totally different. Current affairs, obviously it is dynamic. You can't say that which area would be asked. You have to study the contemporary affairs, at least two to three years current affairs. Now, since history is one of the core subjects and certain areas are important for UPSC in history, today we are solving historic sessions of Congress, Indian National Congress and the historic sessions. That's important for your preliminary examination. So when you study history, balance your preparation. You have to focus factual information and analytical approach also. You have to understand the concept. Certain facts are there which you have to focus, and definitely you should have a good analysis of major events, major incidents of history. Now when it comes to historic sessions of Congress, certain things are there, certain facts Congress, its inaugural session of Indian National Congress 1885 Mumbai, president was W.C. Banerjee. Second session Calcutta, Dadabhai Nauroji was the president. The first women president of Indian National Congress, it was Annie Besant, 1917 session. First Indian women president was Sarojini Naidu, 1925. And first English president of Indian National Congress, George Yule. First Indian Muslim president of Indian National Congress, Badruddin Tyabji. The session in which the moderates and extremists splitted, that was Surat session, 1907 Surat session, where Rash Behari Ghosh was the president. Lucknow session 1916, where the reunion of moderates and extremists happened. Then 1906, there is Calcutta session, in which under presidentship of Dadabhai Nauroji, 4 resolutions were passed. That is Swadeshi, Swaraj, National Education Boycott. 1929 Lahore session is there, where the Purna Swaraj resolution was adopted. Then there is another session, Karachi session, where the resolutions on fundamental rights and national economic program drafted. drafted by Jawaharlal Nehru, and that session, Karachi session, under presidentship of the Sardar Vallabhai Patel. Then Haripura session. Yeah, there is a setting up of National Planning Committee under chairmanship of Jawaharlal Nehru. Haripura session that was presided over by Subhash Chandra Bose. What I am saying is, the historic sessions of Congress is historic sessions and historic resolutions are important for you. Both conceptually and factually, you have to approach the Congress sessions and their historical importance. Okay, now we are solving some questions related to Congress sessions and their historic importance. Okay, let us solve the first question. What was the main reason for the split in the Indian National Congress at Surat in 1907? What was the main reason for the split in the Indian National Congress at Surat in 1907, 2016? So I said, when you study historic sessions of INC, you have to approach both factually and analytically. Now here, the reason for the split in the Surat session 1907. Let's go for the options. Introduction of communalism into Indian politics by Lord Minto. None of the things are matching. Introduction of communalism, then there is Lord Minto. You know the timeline of historical events, so very easily you can understand that these things are not matchable. Okay, so you can eliminate the first choice. Second is extremist lack of faith in the capacity of the moderates to negotiate with the British government. Exactly, that was the reason. I mean, there is an ideological split. Surat split was basically an ideological split. Moderates followed constitutionalism, extremists followed extra constitutionalism. Extremists lost the faith in the capacity of the moderates to negotiate with the British governments. That is why extremists decided to adopt extra constitutional methods of agitation. So Surat split was basically an ideological split. So Bombay will be your answer. Foundation of Muslim League, we cannot say that it is the fundamental reason for the Surat split. Arvind Ghosh inability to be elected as the president of Indian National Congress is also not a matching the occasion. In fact, that is not the fundamental reason, main reason. The main reason is asked in the question. So here Bombay makes your answer. Okay. Moving on to next question. 2015. Consider the following statements. First women president of the Indian National Congress was Sarojini Naidu. The first Muslim president of Indian National Congress was Badruddin Tyabji. So factual questions also being asked from this topic. First women president is not Sarojini Naidu. First Indian women president. So even a careless mistake can be causing so much. That is why I am saying be very careful with each and every wording of the statement or choices. The first women president, the first Indian women president of Indian National Congress was Sarojini Naidu, but the first women president of Indian National Congress, it was Annie Besant, and she was the president of the Indian National Congress in 1917. Okay, the first Muslim president of Indian National Congress was Badruddin Tyabji. Exactly, that is true. So here your answer is 2 only. Now moving on to next question. Lahore session of Indian National Congress is very important in the history because Congress passed a resolution demanding complete independence. Rift between extremist moderates resolved in the session. Resolution was passed rejecting two-nation theory in the session. Actually, the problem between moderates and extremists resolved in the Lucknow session 1916 itself. Okay, no need to wait till 1929 because rest of the movements, for example, Rowlatt Satyagraha, even Home Rule League movement, Rowlatt Satyagraha, then NCM, lots of other movements, you can see that moderates, extremists, jointly they participated. Now here, and also two-nation theory, you go up to 1940s, so not matching with the occasion. So here the right answer is 1 only. 1929 Lahore session is important because in history, because the resolution on complete independence or a resolution on Purna Swaraj that was passed in this Lahore session where Jawaharlal Nehru was the president, 1929. Okay, so that is the significance of Lahore session. 1 only is your answer. Now Karachi session of Indian National Congress 1939 presided over by Sardar Patel, who drafted resolution on fundamental rights and economic program. In that session, who drafted the resolution on fundamental rights and economic program? I already told you from 1930s Indian National Congress achieved a socialist profile, or you can see that leaders like Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose, etc. Yes, they inculcated socialist views in these ideas and ideologies and propagandas of this Indian National Congress. So we have seen that this is in 1931 Karachi session. Yeah, under presidency of the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, it was Jawaharlal Nehru who drafted resolution on fundamental rights and economic program. It's historically significant because here onwards you can see, yeah, Congress is becoming more socialist in its ideologies and activities. So your answer has to be Bombay, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Now, next question. Four resolutions passed at a famous Calcutta session 1906, where Dadabhai Nauroji was the president. And which one of the following not a session, not among these four resolutions? Okay. Which one of the following not among these four resolutions? Annulment of partition of Bengal, boycott, Swadeshi, national education. So here 1906, you see annulment of partition of Bengal, such a resolution or such a decision taken place, it is 1911 and something. Here you see that 1906, four resolutions that become fundamental for extremists and their extremist activities. You see, Swadeshi, Swaraj, boycott and national education. Swadeshi, Swaraj, boycott and national education. Okay. Yeah, moving on to next question. Where was the first session of Indian National Congress held in 1885? It was in Mumbai or Bombay. Second session was in Calcutta. So Congress sessions and their places, presidents and historical resolutions passed in each session. That's important for you in the examination. Now the next question, under whose presidency Lahore session of Indian National Congress held in 1929? Yeah, where this Purna Swaraj resolution was adopted. That was under the presidency of Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay. There is again a question, at which Congress session was working committee authorized to launch program civil disobedience? That was in the same 1929 Lahore session. Who among the following drafted resolution on fundamental rights for the Karachi session? That was drafted by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Just to see, the question is repeated. So what I am saying is, like, there are lots of questions. I mean, there is a repetitive nature in history or in geography or in polity or in economy, in their static areas. Okay. So what I am saying is, like, solving the questions, solving potential questions and previous year's questions, that itself is one of the easiest solutions to score well in your examination. It will help you to understand the weightage of each subject, each topic. It will help you to understand the theme pattern, okay, of the questions UPSC asks in the prelims examination. So all of you guys practice solving maximum number of previous year's questions and UPSC standard potential questions. That will definitely help you to cross the cutoff in your final examination. Okay, just keep on watching our series, and please do subscribe our channel if you find it helpful and productive. Thank you.